welcome back to the video. Today we're talking about, is the mouse still relevant in 2020? How does it perform at its increased battle rating to 8.0? And additional vehicles are going to be added into the game as well, and then the next summer event vehicle, the Leopard. So who knows what that thing's going to do to the mouse, which has been removed in update 1.97. A lot of people really want this to be back in the game. Personally, I believe it should be. If the ordinary player goes to research it, this is what it looks like. You'll have Tiger 2H, and you'll have this M4A2C, which is useless, and pretty much the useless lanes you get to the KPC-70. And then when you get to 2A5 and 2K is really the only time you have fun out of the Leopards, or pretty much out of this entire grinding phase. It's like a secondary until you get to the Leopard 2A5. Kind of funny they didn't put the Leopard over here with the other tanks, but yeah, we're not in that. Today we're on the mouse. Mouse is really fun to play. It's one of the few tanks in the game where armor actually matters, or somewhat does. The cheeks have now been buffed up to 232 millimeters, the entire cheek now, so keep that in mind. So now the cheek is unpinnable from the IS-4 in the front, which is realistic. The bottom, I think, is still relatively the same. I mean, there's really not much that can pin that at that angle, even with that much penetration. So that, and then when you slope it or something, I mean, let me just go ahead and show you. So just like that little bit of slope makes it more effective. What we used to own the mouse is, shell the, yeah. So you see, even if we angle this armor, you see how if you just barely angle it, there's nothing getting through there. I mean, at least someone uses an APFSD around, which is really a game I really wouldn't recommend using this in. That's why I kind of recommend you have 4 slots. Maybe have your mouse as like a secondary. You want to play 8.0, you're in an actual 7.0 battle, take the mouse out. That's why I have 5. But really today we're on the mouse, so we're not going to worry about any other vehicles. So let's go ahead and see if we can get into a battle. But while we're loading in, well, that was quick. Oh no, I did assault. Well guys, I'll be back in a second. Alright guys, we're loading into Alaska. So this is a pretty good map to use the mouse on, just because it has some tight quarters that allows the mouse to kind of sneak up and attack. But in realistic battles, it's not a good map because you're really slow, everyone sees you. So let's go ahead and go on in. So we only have the mouse. And I will say this confidently, if we are in a normal server, let's see who's the enemy. Enemy 7.7. This could be a, well, there's 8.3. Yeah, I think this is like the 8.3 game, so a little bit of an up tier for this vehicle. In my personal opinion, this thing shouldn't be 8.0, probably 7.3, vice versa. I mean, the thing is, this thing shouldn't be at this battle rating. The armor is good, yes, but World War II tanks can still kill it, and the thing is it has a 23-second reload. I'm okay with this being at 8.0 if you give it like a 10-second reload, because in other words, you have an Object 279 at 0.7 higher battle rating that is like 2 battle ratings better than this as far as overall maneuverability, and it has a better gun. So truth is, the mouse is the only tank in the game that actually has what's called armor, but that's the only thing this tank really has. I mean, the 128mm is very good with 255mm of pin, which is pretty much enough to kill anything in the game if you just aim. But at the same time, you have a 23-second reload, which really makes this vehicle very, very frustrating, especially if you miss your first shot. You might as well just reset. But the good thing is if you miss your first shot, this thing has armor. So if you're versing like a Sherman, Tiger 2, vice versa, they really can't kill you. And a Tiger can only kill you if he flanks around you and shoots you in the sides. So you gotta be kind of careful about that. In reality, that would never be a thing, but since War Thunder has to balance everything, so we got really lucky right there. I should have seen him and shot him through the building, so in the few buildings you can actually shoot through. So the track looks like got damaged. Although, I doubt that the ATGM would make a tiny little bullet print like that. Well, I guess he shot my track, but I don't think shooting the mouse's track is that effective. Maybe in real life, but not in a make-believe game. So let's see if we can. Or you know what? What's Cat B? You know, we gotta defend Berlin. You know, B. We have to defend it. If we don't defend it, we lose the war. So this is the whole point of Germany introducing this thing. Defend B at all costs. Okay, we're invading. We're actually invading B. Defend it. So I need to slope this armor. Hopefully he sees no one over there. I don't see no one over here, but I do see someone coming across. I'm just afraid that when I turn my turret, this guy's going to take advantage. Yay, ATGMs. Don't you love the Russian bias? I mean, seriously, there's nothing else that has ATGMs to 7.0. I mean, it's just really stupid. The mouse is no match for ATGMs, never will be. It's literally like 30 years plus hard from that. I'm expecting this guy to come around the corner and just hit me with an ATGM and one-shot me. Unless I can get a shot on him. Okay, I think that guy got him. Okay, that doesn't make sense though, because where's the ATGM guy? Unless he shot it from somewhere else. I thought it came through here. ATGM is really, really annoying to play against. I mean, it's fun if you're Russian. I saw something like that, didn't I? Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, you're behind me, aren't you? Where are you? Oh, you're right there. Okay, we're dead. Wow. Won't you just play a little bit more unfair? Use your APFSDS to pin something that doesn't even have armor against you. Okay, well, that's what it feels like to play against unbalanced game from Gajin's end. You know, versing 70s and 80s rounds with a 45 tank. I mean, come on, Gajin, what is this cancer? Hello everyone, welcome back, and now we're at the 5th attempt of recording this, and I'll really probably second or third review. But yeah, I've played 8 rounds with this tank in the last hour, and all 8 have been up tiers, and versing APFSDS. So, yeah, when you're versing that, don't play the mouse. In fact, I would say them removing the mouse was not a solution. Not at all. I'm not fine with that. But, okay, finally, we actually may be in a 8.0 solid match. But of course, they gotta allow the 8.7 in and the Object 279 overpowered baloney that never should have really been added in the game yet, to be honest. Alright, let's go. I just don't see how they think that the Object 279 is 0.7 better than this. 0.7. That thing has a better cannon, more deflectable armor, and it has semi-decent APFSDS protection. Not good, you're going to die most of the time, but it's better than the mouse. In fact, I'd say the mouse is probably the weakest tank in the game, the APFSDS, just because it's just flat armor. I mean, anything goes through. Don't get me wrong. Should the mouse face an APFSDS? No, never. That's 50 years in development ahead of its time. I get it. The mouse shouldn't face tanks like the Sherman. I get that. But you could add something this could face. The IS series, for instance. The IS-7 should be this version of the Russians, not have these event vehicles, so that no one can achieve something, so that someone looks at the game, oh, I want that tank, and they click right off the ad because they see that, oh yeah, that tank's like $400. Yeah, this game really obvious pay to win. I'm not saying it is, but I'm just saying, well, I'm not speaking for myself, I'm speaking for someone who may look at a video and see E100, and they're going to say, oh, I want to get that tank, how much is it, or how do I get it? They ask, and that's the price tag. I mean, who wouldn't pass out? I mean, that much money for a vehicle in a mobile game. And for that much money, you could literally buy an RC or something like that of the same thing that would be in reality. Okay, we got our first kill. Feels always good to get a kill with a mouse. But don't get me at all. I've been kind of negative most of this video. And I'm not going to change my opinion just because I got a kill. But the tank is really good on tight maps. Open maps like this, the mouse is a death sentence because APF, SDS, and HeatFS. But when you're at your native map, it's not so bad. Yay. Well, except when you're versing something like that. Come out, chicken. I have the same chance of dying from you as you do from dying from that shell. Good thing is I got your cannon, so you're not doing anything to me for a while. Or I got your little cheap brush and bias launcher. Alright, let's see who's behind this. Yeah. And anybody Russian bias, I'm not trying to be mean to those who may play the Russian, you know, tech tree. I'm just saying, it's just a joke, guys. Okay, don't take it serious. I'm just joking if I'm talking about Russian bias. I mean, please understand, I'm just joking. So don't take it like I'm against Russians or something. I'm just joking. Because this game did used to have some Russian bias in it, but I mean, it probably still does. I mean, you know, I mean, it's kind of like this. So like someone gets mad when their country they're playing as doesn't have the best tank. I get that. Don't you just love it? Like, that's the only thing I hate about this tank is it seems like the person who you're fighting always moves when you fire. Your shell's like slow, so like that happens a lot. We got a 279. Cancer. That's the mega bias, the Russian super bias, I'd say. That should never face a mouse. It is cool that these two can go against each other. I've killed an Object 279 using the mouse. Is it easy? No. He has a better reload than you. He has more reliable armor, better gun. It's like, yeah. And yet that thing was at 8.3 on introduction. But the mouse is at 8.0. And it's rare. I could see maybe the mouse being put at 8.0 if it was actually in the game permanently. I mean, might see that. I need to take that over my 5%. I want to kill this object just to prove you can kill it with a mouse. Problem is our cannon's not reloaded. This guy's gonna... Yeah. Yeah, it's the only spot you can pin at me. If you can pin my bottom blade, that's just straight up. Hold on. Wow. My high explosive shell I thought would shatter that armor off his front. I need to take cover from that IT that's just spamming me. Oh, you're kidding me. Who is spamming me with missiles? Like, seriously. ATGM spam, I'm telling you. They need to have a limit. They necessarily... Yes, they do. They need to have such a limit. They need to have a limit to how many ATGMs they can spam at you. Like, maybe one, maybe two. That's all. Not 50 ATGMs. That's just straight up trash. That's like saying, okay. Alright. We're pretty much dead. Because this guy's gonna just keep on shooting us in the same spot over and over. Wow. Yet Gajin thinks this is fair. Let's see what he killed us with. And of course, to this time playing the mouse, I've not played it a lot, but I've never played the mouse and been effectively killed by an armor-piercing shell, like hit the face. So, how good is the mouse? Well, most of the review is negative, and I understand that. And for people who love the mouse, or maybe you have a mouse and you just want to watch this video, I'm not against it. Not at all. But this tank is not competitive. If you're thinking it's competitive, no. If you want this as a meme tank or something to play around with, then I understand. Play it. If you can try to achieve it somehow. But the downside is the mouse in 2020, it's ugly. I mean, if you can get into an actual 8.0 solid, or a down tier to 7.0, this thing should, in my opinion, be 7.3. 7.5 would be the accurate for it, but they don't have 0.5 in the game. Yeah. Well, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit a like and subscribe. I'm sorry for being negative about the mouse. I'm really sorry. The tank is really fun. I played it some yesterday. I didn't make a video, but it did corrupt, so I can upload it. And it was a really good video. Way better than this one. Way more positive. And it was a really good gameplay. But I'm just explaining how if you're in an up tier, or you're mainly up tier using it, and it's just... everyone's got a better pen round than you. Everyone's got, I'd say, better frontal armor, even though you have that. This is what gets me. You know, if you had a tank like this in the game from blank one, why was this even? I remember back in like 1.87 maybe. The T-64B was fighting this. T-64B, yes, the like 70s or early, like mid 60s USSR main battle tank with ERA fighting this. Wow, that's just amazing. Well, guys, thank you if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.